things were a little different in the fall of 1898. John H. Nicholson was traveling through Boscobel, Wisconsin, and he stopped at the crowded Central Hotel for the night. They offered him a bed in a double room where Samuel E. Hill had already settled in for the night. Can you imagine? I don't even like going to the ice machine in a hotel if there's a chance somebody's going to be there. But John Nicholson accepted the offer. And as Nicholson and Hill got to know one another, they found that they were both followers of Christ. And during their prayer time, they felt they should form some type of association. They scheduled a meeting and only 3 people showed up. But that didn't faze them. At the end of the meeting, they rose from prayer and one of them turned to his new friends and simply said, "We shall be called Gideons." That's pretty humble beginnings for a group that has handed out more than 120 copies of God's Word while you've been watching this video. 2 copies every second. They've handed out over 2 billion copies of God's Word over the years. Sometimes my brain has a little trouble translating how many a billion really is. Maybe this will help. They give away 1 million Bibles every 4 days. Thank goodness for that night in that crowded hotel in 1898. They could not have picked a better name either. Gideon came from the humblest of beginnings too. According to him, he was the lousiest guy in his family, and his family was the lousiest family around. Gideon had a few issues, but God saw a man of valor hiding behind that inferiority complex. I think that's one of the reasons I love Gideon so much. I have a little trouble identifying with mighty men who fight these massive enemies or ladies who are willing to give faithfully everything that they have. But I can get on board with a borderline faithless guy who thinks he's worthless. If God can use Gideon, there's hope for all of us losers. Now don't get me wrong, I don't foresee any group naming themselves the Johns anytime soon, and what would they get done? But the good news is that this week we're going to find that Gideon's victory had nothing to do with his strength. It didn't have anything to do with his brains or even his will. His victory came from his God. It just so happens that his God is the same God who met with John H. Nicholson and Samuel Hill in that hotel room. And this is the good news. I'm ecstatic to report to you that that same God is ready to meet with you.